everyone. Today I will be showing you how you can teach number sense and simple addition and subtraction using the story The Double-Decker Bus and a Rekenrek. This is best suited for grade 1 or 2s. Before I begin, I want to let you know that I will be removing the Rekenrek from sight throughout the story. This is because the Rekenrek is used to encourage students to visualize numbers, so by taking it away, I am allowing them to see the Rekenrek without being able to count the beads one by one. All right, let's begin. The double-decker bus. The minute I wake up, even before I open my eyes, I know it's a nice day out. I know because I can feel the sun on my face and I can hear kids laughing and dogs barking and cars honking. I hop out of bed and settle in my window seat. Out my bedroom window, all the world's a stage, and I have a front row seat. There's Mr. Peshkov, my downstairs neighbor, reading the paper on a bench. Miss Rivera is shopping with her baby at the fruit and vegetable stand. Matthew, who's walking his big dog Brandy, sees me and waves. The street is alive too. There are cars and delivery trucks, taxis, and a couple bicycles. And look, there it is, the double-decker bus. I love double-decker buses. I love the red and white seats. I love the way you can sit on the top deck or the bottom deck. I like to sit on the top, of course. There's no roof up there, so the breeze blows in your face and you can see the sky and the tops of the buildings and the trees. But most of all, I love the double-decker buses because my daddy drives one. So I'm just going to pause there. Can anyone tell me any similarities between a double-decker bus and a Rekenrek? Yeah, so you see that there are red seats and white seats, just like we have red beads and white beads on our Rekenrek. You can also see that there's a top deck and we have a bottom deck. Let's keep that in mind as we keep going through the story. When a double-decker bus comes by, I like to figure out how many passengers are on it. On this bus, I can see 5 people on the upper deck and 4 passengers on the lower deck. Sometimes the bus pulls away from the bus stop too soon and I don't have time to count them all. Still, I can figure it out. All right, let's try to figure it out. So we had 5 on the top, upper deck, and 4 on the lower deck. But the bus drives away too fast for us to be able to count it. How many people were on the bus? All right, so you think 9 people are on the bus. Let's see if you're correct. How did you figure that out? So you saw that if it looked like this, we would have 10 passengers because we know 5 are on the top and 5 red beads are on the bottom, and we know that 5 and 5 is 10. But then you saw that that there were only 4 passengers on the lower deck. So you know that 1 less than 10 is 9. Awesome. Did anyone do it a different way? So you saw that there were 4 people on the top and there could be 4 people on the bottom. And we know, because we know our doubles, that 4 plus 4 is 8. And then you just added 1 to make 9. That's a really good way to do it too. All right, let's keep going. Here comes another bus. I wonder how many passengers are riding on this bus. So the bus looks like this. But the bus drives away too fast for us to be able to count how many people are on the bus. Can anyone tell me how many beads they saw or how many people are on the bus? All right, so you saw 9 people again. And how do you know this? Right, because if we move this bead over, we would have 5 on the top and 5 on the bottom. And we know that that equals 10. And 1 less than 10 is 9. Isn't that interesting? There were 9 people on the bus last time on this bus, and there are 9 people on this bus. But last time it looked like this. And this time it looks like this. That's because it doesn't matter if we have 5 on the top and 4 on the bottom, or 4 on the top and 5 on the bottom. It equals the same thing. We should keep that in mind. Let's keep going. I remember one day when the sky was really blue. It was so beautiful that even the birds were singing extra loudly. That day, the top seats, all 10 of them, were always full. So 10 seats on the top were full. Just a few people sat on the bottom deck. Maybe they wanted to sit on the upper deck too, but there was no room, except for the lady with the gigantic straw hat and sunglasses. She probably just wanted to stay out of the sun. I like it when Daddy tells me about the buses. Sometimes, he says, when people get on the bus, they ask if there are any seats on the upper deck, but I can't tell them because I can't see up there. I helped him figure it out. I told him if he knew how many people were on the bus all together, he could just subtract the people he could see on the bottom. Then he would know how many people are on the top. Let's think about that for a second. So if he knew how many people were on the bus all together, and he just subtracted the people he could see on the bottom, does anyone remember what the word subtract means? Yeah, so it means to take away. So if he knew how many people all together were on the bus, and he could just take away the amount of people he saw on the bottom, he could figure out how many people were on the top. He liked my idea and he tried it. That night Daddy came home from work. He told me that the idea had worked. This morning, he explained, I knew that 8 passengers had boarded the bus. Let's show 8 passengers were on the bus. And I saw just 2 of them sitting behind me downstairs. So 2 of them were on the lower deck. So, without looking at it for too long, how many people were on the upper deck? If there were 8 altogether, and 2 of them were sitting downstairs, did anyone get to see how many were sitting upstairs? So you think there are 6 upstairs. And how do you know that? Right, because there are 5 beads up here, and we know that 5 plus 1 white bead is 6. So we know 6 people are upstairs and 2 people are downstairs. Let's see if we're right. So I figured that there must be 6 sitting upstairs. Awesome, we're right. And I know that there are 10 seats upstairs. So how many seats are empty upstairs? So this lady wants to sit upstairs, and she's wondering how many seats are available, and there are 6 people sitting upstairs. Can anyone look at the Rekenrek and figure out how many empty seats are upstairs? Yeah, so we have 6 seats taken, and we know that there are 4 seats that are empty because we know that 1 of the white beads is taken, and we know there are 5 white beads all together. And so if 1 seat's taken, we know there are only 4 seats left. I felt proud that I could help my daddy. On another day when Daddy came home, he told me that in the afternoon 10 passengers were riding his bus, and all of them sat upstairs. But then the sky got a little dark, he said, and a few raindrops started falling. First, a lady in a yellow sundress came down to the lower deck. So 1 person came to the lower deck. How many people are on the upper deck now? Right, so we took 1 away from 10, and so we know that there are 9 people upstairs now. Then a man with a newspaper came down. So 1 more person came down and moved to the bottom deck. How many people are on the upper deck now? Right, there are 8 on the upper deck now because 1 less than 9 is 8. Or we could look at it like we have 5 red beads, and we know that 3 white beads plus 5 red beads is 8 beads. Then it started drizzling, Daddy said, and a lady with a little boy came down. He wanted to stay on the top, but the lady wouldn't let him. So 2 more people came down. How many people are on the upper deck now? Right, there are 6 people because we have 5 red beads and only 1 white bead, and we know that that makes 6. Soon it started pouring, and the rest came down one by one until all 10 passengers were at the bottom. But today it's not raining. The sun is shining brightly on my face as I sit on my seat looking out the window. I think today everyone will rush to get the seats on the upper deck. When I grow up, I want to drive a bus too, and greet the passengers and help them get where they're going. And when I do, it's definitely going to be a double-decker bus because that's twice as much fun.